I'm Sam from Mower Magic, and today I'm just going to do an overview of the Toro 21836 eMulticycler and by extension the larger 21843. These are really fantastic battery lawnmowers. They're really reasonably priced and they're fantastic buys. As you can see, a 60 volt is the power of the battery system, which as far as garden machinery goes is pretty powerful, especially in the domestic space. So what you're getting with this machine is a really powerful little mower, and it's got some great little features that just make it really convenient to use. One of my favourite features is how easy it is to store. So it's not a huge lawnmower in the first place, but this takes up more space than you really want it to. So if we just pull this bar up, just keep it pulled up, pop it down there, then the handlebars are down, pop the grass box off, and because it's a cordless lawnmower, we can store it upright. There's no need to worry about any oil or fuel leaking out of it. It's perfectly fine to have stood up like that. And then the grass box will just sit neatly on top of it there. And there you go. In a few seconds, it's gone from taking up a lot of space horizontally to taking up very little space vertically. A solid steel blade, which is usual. Not very many lawnmowers have a plastic blade. You are generally looking at a metal blade, even with the smaller plug-in electric machines. But you've got a steel blade here, the same as you'd see on a petrol lawnmower. And you've got these ridges here, and what they do is they help the blade's mulching action. So Toro calls this an eMulticycler, and what they're meaning by that is that this machine is really effective at mulching your grass. So if you want to mulch, if that's the kind of finish you want, if you don't want to cut and collect, you just want to cut little and often and let those clippings fall back into your lawn, this machine might be a good one to look at. It achieves the mulching by having a mulching plug fitted, and the mulch plug on this machine is quite subtle. It's a little bit different in design to most mulch plugs, so it actually sits in the contour of the deck there and sort of acts as part of the underdeck when it's in place, but you can just pull it out like that. So if you want to collect, you pull that out. If you want to mulch, and it goes nice and solid. So it's a really nice, clever design. And while we're talking about the underside of the deck, you can see that it's really smooth underneath, which is great for maintenance because it means that when you've got lots of dried or wet clippings underneath, it's a lot easier to scrape those out and keep the underside of your lawnmower nice and clean, well maintained. And also you'll notice this is plastic underneath, which some people might view as a negative, but actually I think polymer deck lawnmowers, they're really tough. So it's thick ABS plastic. You can see sort of the width of that and the way that's got reinforcing on it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to bend or break or snap. But it also just means over time it won't corrode because grass clippings, they're slightly acidic. So over time they cause a steel lawnmower deck to corrode, rust, and then have holes in and eventually fall apart if they're not well maintained. Having a plastic deck eliminates that completely. You've also got this nice grass comb at the front that helps move the grass softly underneath the deck so it's taken under and then caught by the blade. And you can see here as well, you've got this fan that's just above the blade there, and that assists with collecting as well because that helps generate even more lift on the clippings. So it's good for collecting because it helps move it all the way through to the bag, and it's great for mulching as well because it keeps that lift action on the clippings that are inside the deck. So just a really nice design all the way around really on the underside. And you see on the wheels you've got this nice tread pattern, so that's slightly rubberized, so it's got a good grip on it, sorry. And you've got rear wheels slightly larger than the fronts. They've got larger surface area, so it's easier to push them. So now that we've had a really detailed look at the underside, we'll just pop that back up. There we go. And you can see, really easy to pop the handles back into position. You know what's really annoying when you've got a lawnmower? When you're trying to put your grass box back in, or take it off, and the handle's in your way. This design, you can also do that and leave the handles halfway up, so you've got a nice emptying position. So there we go. I haven't got a handle in my way. I can see what I'm doing. I can very easily bend down and get the grass box. Fantastic. And while I'm doing the grass box, you'll see this snaps shut with quite a bit of force, which is great. So it's spring loaded, so that if you are mulching and you're running it without the grass box on, that stays closed and minimises the amount of clippings that are going to potentially escape and get on you. You've got a grass box full indicator, so you can just see at the top there, you've got that flap there. Now what that does, it's a fairly common feature on lawnmowers now. There's not that many machines you see without it, but it's really, really nice to have. How that works is when there's airflow going through the machine, i.e. the grass box is empty or not quite full, this will be up. And when it's completely full and there's no airflow, that will be down flat. So you can keep on mowing and you don't have to keep stopping and checking whether your grass box is full or not. You can just check the indicator and then empty it when it is full. If you have to carry this lawnmower anywhere, it's not particularly heavy, which is great. You've got this nice big oversized carry handle here. And look, exactly where I want to put my hand to pick it up and balance the weight somewhat is right there. So just great design overall. Your height of cut is done on this button, so you don't have to wrestle with a spring-loaded lever. What you do is you hold that, push the button, and you can push it down, pull it up, and let it click into the position you want to do. And there's just a nice simple indicator here on the side. It hasn't got numbers, it's just got some lines to show you which height of cut setting you are on. And on that height of cut adjustment, you've got 6 positions between 19mm and 70mm. So 19mm, as far as rotary lawnmowers go, is a pretty close cut. You're not going to get much lower without a cylinder mower. On a rotary, that's pretty much as low as they go. Now, in terms of controlling it, you've got handles up here. So it's an ambidextrous handle, so it doesn't matter which side you operate it from. You only need to pull it. You only need to pull in one side, and it activates it. Like with most cordless lawnmowers, this acts as your operator presence control or your dead man's handle. So if you let go of it, the motor will stop. But you need to pull it in and hold it down. And then you press the button. And the mower starts just like that. You can see I just let that go and that stops. These have got a nice feature where they will automatically up the power of the motor if you encounter some really tough bits of grass, or it's heavier cutting than it would normally be. But you can manually turn that on as well. So just listen for the difference. And now I'm going to put it on to max power. You can hear that little upshift in tone. And that's just something you can manually put on. The machine will automatically do that if the motor encounters more resistance than it would normally anticipate. So we'll just have a quick look at what powers this. So this is the battery. So this is a 2.5 amp hour 60 volt lithium ion battery. Toro's battery design is really nice. So it's got this lovely ergonomic handle, and you can't see it from here, but we'll get a close up. You've got a nice sort of ribbed rubber underside, and it's like a soft grip section when you pick it up, so it feels really nice in the hand. It's really easy to click in and pull out, and then as with most lithium ion batteries, you've got a little LED fuel gauge showing you how much charge you've got left in the battery. So the 21836, the 36 centimeter model, comes with a 2.5 amp hour battery, and Toro says that's suitable for, well, they recommend a lawn size of up to 200 square meters, but they say your max run time, and they actually phrase that as trigger time, so the time that the motor is running, as half an hour. That is on the lower speed. Obviously the max speed that makes the motor run at a higher RPM is a bit more taxing on the battery. And then the larger model, the 21843, that's the 43 centimeter, that comes with a 4 amp hour battery. So you get a longer runtime out of that. And again, Toro recommend that's suitable for lawns of up to about 300 square meters because of its longer runtime with the battery, which is 45 minutes, and because of its larger size, which is 43 centimeters as opposed to 36. This is a push model, by the way, so is the 21843. There is a self-propelled version of this machine as well in the 43 centimeter. I'll just pop that back in there. And in here as well, you've just got a safety key. This is a very common feature on cordless lawnmowers. It just needs to be in there for the machine to run. But if you ever want to make sure that the machine cannot be operated by anyone who you don't want to operate it, you can make sure to take the safety key out and keep that somewhere safe. So that was a quick overview of the Toro 21836 and the 21843 by extension. Thank you for watching if you have made it this far, and please remember to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video so you can keep up with any similar content that we're making in the future.